Tenemos a Tim Marschang, cofundador de Street Art Cities, que está al otro lado de la línea desde Bélgica. Tim lleva más de 10 años, bueno, empezó en el mundo del street art haciendo fotos en la calle, como tantas personas que nos gusta el street art y hacemos turismo de street art. Pues Tim empezó de esta manera y se dio cuenta que faltaba un mapa donde encontrar esas obras. Entonces se juntó con un chico de Holanda y le propuso hacer un mapa de los murales de Antwerp, que es la ciudad belga en la que Tim vive. Y a raíz de ahí, hace ya 5 años, comenzaron el proyecto Street Art Cities, que yo creo que Tim nos va a explicar mucho mejor que yo. Tim, all yours. Thank you for joining us.
Hi. No, thanks for inviting me. I've been listening to all the others already, for what I could understand, of course, because my Spanish isn't that good. But no, it's cool to see all these inspiring and creative people working with and around street art. And for me, I come from a completely different background. I started out as a street art photographer, and I come from Antwerp, Belgium. And like you probably already said, I was looking for a way of showing and sharing all the beautiful things, street art, murals and graffiti, with everybody who wanted to see it. And I was looking for a good map and I didn't find any until I met this fellow street art hunter in Heerlen, in the south of the Netherlands. And we eventually met, and they gave me a grand tour of their city, because in that city there's not much to see except for street art. They've invited several international street arts. And we talked about street art, and then eventually I could copy their site to Antwerp. And that's where the whole idea of Street Art City started. So we know there are street art lovers all over the world, and we started connecting with them. And that's how, I think it's been 5 years ago now, we grew into this big international community of about, I think, maybe 1,500 street art hunters all over the world. So today we're active in almost 900 cities, and together we documented 35,000 artworks. So yeah, maybe I should wait now and let the translator do their job.
Thank you.
Gracias. Me llamo Tim Marschang y es genial ver a tanta gente creativa interesada en el arte urbano. Como bien se ha dicho, soy de Amberes. Empecé siendo fotógrafo de arte urbano y siempre necesitaba y buscaba mapas para ir buscando las piezas que quería fotografiar, hasta que conocí a mi compañero en Holanda y vi que él estaba realizando este mapa allí, y decidí llevarme esta iniciativa a Amberes. Y así es como empezó todo. Nos dimos cuenta de que había amantes del arte urbano en todo el mundo, y hasta el momento hemos documentado 900 ciudades con 35.000 piezas hasta el momento.
Thank you very much. So, also, one different thing about everybody who talked already is that we are a core team of 3 people who build, improve, and manage this community. And we all have our daytime jobs. So we all work full-time on our own jobs. Me, for example, I work on a chemical plant here in Antwerp. And before and after hours, I'm working with street art cities and street art in general. So that's a complete different approach than many of the other speakers were talking about. But the passion of our project is big. We see that with everybody who follows us. And 5 years later, we see that, especially after this pandemic, we see that street art has transcended this pandemic, because a lot of people, they couldn't do a lot. They couldn't do a lot because all bars and restaurants were closed. So they ended up walking and cycling their cities and discovering street art. So I think that street art can become the next big thing for a lot of cities these days, as I see in a lot of cities, also in Vigo, where this conference is being held. So yeah, maybe I'll stop here.
En Street Art Cities somos 3 personas, todos tenemos nuestro trabajo a tiempo completo, quizás esto sea un enfoque un poco diferente al resto de los ponentes, pero nuestra pasión por el arte urbano es grande. 5 años después, lo que comprobamos es que el arte urbano ha trascendido a la pandemia, ya que muchas personas, cuando no se podían hacer otras cosas, comenzaron a pasear y a descubrir el arte urbano en sus ciudades.
So today, 5 years later, we are active, like I said, in 900 cities. And what you see is a screenshot of our global map. So we basically built a digital infrastructure to document all street art in the world. It sounds like a very ambitious mission, and it is. But every day, our hunters keep on uploading more and more art in their cities. So this thing never stops, you know. Every minute of the day, somebody uploads a new artwork. So yeah, next please. So this is basically our key value, community. So you see, we're trying to link every player in the urban art field, from artists to hunters to tourists. Next please. And with these map interfaces, we can actually do this. Yeah, next slide, please. And after all these years, we saw that a lot of cities were interested in street art in their streets, because this underground culture, well, it isn't that underground anymore, is rising up to the surface, and it's actually everywhere. You know, it's all over the place. It's right in our face, and people just can't miss it anymore. So we started talking with a lot of cities, and we developed this official program where we can help and support cities to document and share and promote street art to our app. So next, please. So, and that's where you see that our community keeps on growing, where we started out being the link between artists, tourists, and hunters. We're also starting to link up with urban planners, tour guides, festivals, city marketeers, universities, brands, the touristic departments of cities. So the community, or I like to call it family, grows bigger and bigger and grows stronger and stronger. And the main thing is, we love to share this contemporary art form, what I believe one of the most influential art forms that we've ever seen on this planet. Of course, thanks to social media and internet, but it touches so many people, from people in the street to people who pass by, who never saw it and just look surprised and, oh, what is this? So it touches everybody. It's like, I believe Keith Haring once said that art connects everybody. So, and that's what we try to do. We try to show and promote everything we see in the whole world, at least we try. So it isn't concentrated, for example, around Europe, but it's also in Latin America, in North America, in Asia, Russia, because urban art is everywhere. And I witness it every day with new stuff that I find or discover that our hunters upload. So yeah, next slide, please.
Tim, maybe we need to introduce the translation.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, of course.
Construimos una plataforma digital para más de 90 países. Cada minuto hay alguien que sube una pieza nueva. Nuestro valor clave es la comunidad, desde los artistas a turistas a los buscadores de murales. Es lo que construimos con nuestra interfaz. Estos años vemos que muchas ciudades están interesadas en esta cultura, que es una cultura underground, pero que ahora ha salido a la superficie, y desarrollamos un programa para que las ciudades documenten el arte urbano. Nuestra comunidad se ha ampliado a diferentes marcas, universidades, departamentos de turismo, planificadores de ciudades, etc. Nos encanta compartir esta forma de arte contemporáneo que creemos que tiene una gran influencia hoy en día, también en parte gracias a las redes sociales y a Internet, ya que afecta a todo el mundo y nos gusta enseñar y promover lo que pasa en todas partes y no solamente en Europa.
Thank you. So, as you can imagine, in order to fund all this and to keep to pay our developers and to pay our hosting costs for our providers and stuff like that, we need of course money, and that's where we built these partnerships with cities. So they actually join us, and thanks to these cities, we can keep we continue to grow. And if you see the next slide, please. So an official partnership that means that a city is being launched in our Universal Street Art Cities app, which is available on both platforms, Android and iOS. We already have, I think, about 200,000 downloads. And we also have some extra functionalities there, like people can add routes and also points of interest. That's something very important for cities. We can add galleries, hotels, restaurants, because we believe that street art can help local businesses, you know. Because when I visit a city, I need to drink, eat, and sleep. I'm not only there to catch street art, but also like to go to a museum or to find something nice for my wife and my children, to shop and stuff like that. So street art can also be a catalyst for local businesses. So next, please. Yeah. So, and also very important, we started out as a documentation platform where quantity was important. So how many artworks have we documented? But nowadays, quality is also important. So we're also very active in creating content, creating the right information with each artwork. We work together with influencers. We also work together with Apple. We provide them street art guides on their new and improved Apple Maps. And from sometimes the media finds us and shares our platform. Like, for example, recently in Lugo, where this beautiful Julius Caesar mural was voted our best of August. They just went crazy in local and Spanish media. So I just did an interview last night with Diego, the artist, and he was so grateful that his work was picked up by so many people. So again, that's what we like to do. We like to share and promote street art in general to the general public and help them understand this art form, that it's not only about vandalism and bombing trains, but there's a really cultural and art value behind all of this. Yeah, maybe that's good for translate.
Sí, para financiar todo esto, para los desarrolladores, proveedores, etcétera, hemos desarrollado unas asociaciones, unos partnerships con las ciudades y de esta forma oficiales, y de esta forma podemos continuar creciendo, ya que queremos además que el arte urbano ayuda al desarrollo de los negocios. Empezamos siendo una plataforma de documentación, pero nos dimos cuenta de que no solamente la cantidad era importante, pero también la calidad. Y ahora estamos trabajando con influencers, con Apple y también con los medios de comunicación generales. Por ejemplo, nos encontraron sobre nuestro trabajo de documentación que hicimos del mural de Julio César en Lugo. Y ayer tuvimos una entrevista con su autor, Diego, que estaba muy agradecido de la visibilidad que le habíamos dado. Y eso es lo que nos gusta, enseñar el valor del arte urbano a la ciudadanía general y que valoren que no solamente es vandalismo, sino que es una forma de arte.
Thank you. So maybe one final conclusion I would like to share with everybody is that it's very good to see that cities are starting to realize that urban art is part of their city, part of their streets, part of their people. And I always like to say that for me, I think street art and graffiti is the creative soul, the creative identity of a city. So you can't deny it. So that's why street art conferences like this are very important to really tell the real stories behind all this, and to share how many people are working with street art on this topic. So, and I would like to invite people to just go out on the streets and have a look around, to check every corner. And they're probably surprised that they will find a mural they've never seen before, because normally, especially in our own cities, we don't pay much attention to our own city. But if we travel and go to other cities, then we take the time to experience the city. But believe me, if you take the time and open your eyes in your own city, you're going to be excited, you're going to be surprised of what you can find, and you'll probably experience the city like you've never done before. So, and if you need any guidelines, I suggest one final tip is check out our website. Maybe your city is on our website already, or try our app. For example, Vigo is already in our app, and I just checked. There's already over 200 locations in it. So go out and explore your city through street art. So,
como conclusión, me gustaría decir que el arte urbano y el grafite es una parte muy importante de una ciudad y que hoy en día representan su identidad cultural. Es algo que no se puede negar y hay que enseñarlo. Me gustaría invitar a todo el mundo a que mire a que busque el arte urbano y lo descubra en cada esquina. Normalmente en nuestra propia ciudad no prestamos atención y es algo que sí que hacemos cuando viajamos, y les invito a hacerlo porque es experimentar nuestra propia ciudad de una forma diferente. Os invito a mirar nuestra web y nuestra app. Y bueno, y que sepáis que incluso de Vigo hay 200 localizaciones que podéis encontrar en Street Art Cities.
Thanks for listening.